Welcome to Cedar Ridge, Grace Cottage. We're about to talk about the pros and cons of smoking and not smoking. My name is Mr. Kevin. I have not smoked in 13 years, but it was a point of time that I did start smoking. So we're going to discuss the pros and cons of not smoking and smoking in this hopefully minute and a half to 3 minute video. We have four young men here that's at Cedar Ridge, and we also have two staff during this conversation. So the floor is open to the pros and cons of smoking, what will make you start smoking, what made you start smoking, and how would it be beneficial for you to stop. All right, I'm gonna go first real quick, make mine real short. I started smoking because somebody told me that smoking enhanced the high that you were on, and this is when I was 16. So from that point, I tested that theory, and it was true. So I started smoking at the age of 16, roughly, like doing my own thing. But it also extended that I started um, being curious about smoking when I was 10. So when I got 16, smoking became a necessary thing for me to do. So I started doing it because of the things I was choosing to get high off of. In my case back then, getting drunk off of and smoking weed. And I was told to enhance that, and I found out it was true, and I smoked ever since then. But I stopped smoking when my life was faced with a choice to either get myself together or continue to smoke cigarettes and do what I wanted to do, and I chose not to smoke no more. It was a battle, it was a fuss, but that's another story. I'm going to give the floor to somebody else.
I stopped smoking because it gets rid of your high faster. I started when I was 10 as well. I got addicted to cigarettes, e-cigarettes, and all that in one summer, and then the next summer I got addicted to weed. And recently I've gotten into alcoholism, and I hope that I don't get into that anymore. And I don't think that alcohol is good for you at all, but people usually think of it in the same way. And um, drugs will just mess your body up, and they'll stop you and they'll get rid of your opportunities. That's it for my turn.
Next.
I guess my name is Mr. Brian. I never smoked. To me, it was a turn off. One because the thought of your teeth being dark yellow, and
Mm.
then also uh, just make your breath stink. So I never really, that was never really, that was really never my interest. So never smoked.
Mm. That's interesting. But how did you come to that thought of darker teeth and stinky breath? Was it when you was older, when you was a
The
teenager?
the videos that they showed us in class,
So high school, middle
high
school?
school, middle school, and I had family members. That's a good question. Now I think about it, I never really got into smoking because I saw the effects it had on my parent, my dad, my uncles. So I just was never into it because it just made them go kind of crazy. Whether it was weed or cigarettes, I never got into it.
Mm. I wish I had that mindset. Anybody want to speak on the pros and cons or why you smoke? Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Um, First I want to start off with I started smoking when I was 8, and it continued. Well, I started smoking tobacco, and then I went to weed. Like once I started realizing that my parents were using like stronger things like cocaine and all that, I was just thinking like I don't want it to go that far, so I ended up quitting. And also like a is pro or con bad? Which one's bad?
Con.
Con. Yeah, con is bad.
The real con is it basically it really just it slows you down. You don't You could be very athletic, but then if you start smoking, it could slow that athleticness down.
That's deep. You're right.
Next.
Anybody else?
I'm Ethan. I started smoking when I was 13. I smoked all the way up until I was 16. Which I am happy I stopped smoking because I became an athletic runner at Williamsport. I ran almost the whole season, and I am thankful because a lot of my track mates around me, they couldn't do a lot of the stuff I could because they were still smoking at the time. The main reason why I did stop smoking, though, I stopped smoking 2 years ago, is because I figured out my dad got lung cancer from it, and me knowing that I could have went the same route and my life could be ended any time, sort of slowed my thinking down. I didn't stop automatically. I did get some help from therapists, and eventually I took the biggest step I ever did in my life, and I got on my knees and I asked God to help me. And through 2 years, I finally am proud to say that I did it. And still every day I thank God that He was there to assist me through the way.
Congrats.
I can dig it.
Yeah.
So I like my story, boy. It made me stop because I didn't. When I got to Hagerstown, I wanted to stop smoking 7 years before I came to Hagerstown, but it was just so happened me going through that Hagerstown Rescue Mission Hope Center. It gave me a reason to really stop because I done been in rehabs and detox centers all across the state, all across this United States for real, and all the places I went, stop smoking wasn't one of the options. You know what I mean? But when God set me down at that homeless shelter, and I decided to join their 13-month program, smoking was not allowed, and you couldn't have nicotine in your system when you came into the program. So they gave me a reason to stop smoking. But if it wasn't for God, like Ethan just said, I wouldn't have understood how much that cigarette was controlling my life, because I could have easily, with the old me, say, man, I ain't come here for this. I ain't come here to stop smoking. Smoking free. It's over the counter. I can go pay for this. That's what my mind used to always say. But then when my life was faced, like do or die, I had to leave cigarettes alone. That's something I thought I would never do, was stop smoking. But I was delivered from that, and I haven't went back since. I only have an urge to smoke. Like, it's, to me, to start smoking would start my whole process of moving backwards all over again. Yeah. So I just choose not to smoke. So that's the pros for me. The cons, man, all the health reasons in the world. Right. All the health reasons. Anybody else got anything else to say?
Quit smoking.
Quit smoking.
Quit smoking. Stop dragging on them cigarettes.
Stop dragging on them cigarettes. Quit smoking.
Cigarettes.
I really like that. Stop dragging on cigarettes.
Don't drag on alcohol either.
Don't drag on alcohol neither. All right, y'all. That's all we have at Cedar Ridge Grace Cottage. We appreciate y'all listening and watching the video, even though y'all had to stare at the wall.
Stay alive, don't smoke and die.
Stay alive, don't smoke and die. Says a Benedict. All right, y'all. Bless. God bless.